Bristol Toyota pace truck ready to pull down to the infield. Connor Souza and Jacob Burns to bring the field down. The response, Transit and Service number 32, Bill Goodrow and Gerry DeGasparre in row number 2, looking for the green as they come off of turn number 4. Tim Bolduck looks the field over, waves the green flag, and we're underway.
Sun just starting to set, but the action heating up. And the young stars burning bright on the front row as Connor Souza and Jacob Burns do battle for the front spot. Jacob Burns leads the first one as he gets it moving on the high side. Connor Souza, though, hanging tough by his door handle. Down into 3 they go, still keeping it side by side. Jacob Burns, though, across the line first for another one.
Souza hanging tight on the inside as they go wheel to wheel off of turn number 2. Trouble through turns 1 and 2. One car around, and that is the 28 of Kevin Bowe. The caution flag is going to drop with 2 laps complete. Jacob Burns is your leader. That's how they got them. Fantastic job, Roger and Todd Bautista and Johnny Mercury and Al and everybody else that did it. Green flag unfurls one more time, and Connor Souza this time is on the outside while Jacob Burns is on the point. They come off of turn number 2. Burns with a half a car length advantage. Goodrow fills in the hold out of the inside as they hit turn number 3.
The duel at the point resumes, but Jake Burns looking to make quick work of this one as he breaks out to a quick 3-car advantage. Bill Goodrow now trying to take a bite at the apple as Connor Souza tries to hang tough on the second line. Bill Goodrow looking stout here early on. He's fighting for second. Gerry D second in line on the high groove as the battle for 2, 4, 6 and back continues.
Goodrow a little bit crossed up off the corner, and that backs up the bottom lane. He gets sideways, slides up. Burns gets underneath. DeGasparre slides by. Charlie Rose spins down off of turn number 2, 3, and we are under yellow for the second time with 5 laps complete this time for Charlie Rose. And that all started, we talk about the accordion effect, and I'm going to explain that to you right now if you did not see what started that. If all you saw was Charlie Rose spinning down in the infield, you don't know what started it. That actually started with Billy Goodrow and the response, Transit Service number 32. Bristol Toyota pace truck ready to pull down to the infield as the field rolls at a slow speed. Down into 3 and 4, they start to wind it up. Off the corner they come. Nice even start. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Souza and Burns. Burns with the advantage off of 2. Here comes DeGasparre down to the inside, looking for second down into turn number 3.
Jacob Burns laying down the throttle, looking to run away from the 7-time champ as Gerry D slides on by to the inside of Connor Souza for second. Mark Jenison now takes a dive underneath the rookie, the number 38. That's for third now as Connor Souza trying to get the hold of things on the high line without losing too much ground on the leaders.
Battle for the lead. Down to the inside goes DeGasparre. Slides it down underneath Jacob Burns. Wheel to wheel off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe, but dead heat. Burns holding on by 39 thousandths. Kevin Bowe does a 360 down the front straightaway. They roll down the back straightaway. Burns out of the way, but the caution flag unfurls for the 3rd time with 8 laps complete. Bristol Toyota pace truck pulls down to the infield, and we're ready to go one more time. Jacob Burns to bring the field down. This time he's got Gerry DeGasparre looking at him from the outside lane as they come off of turn number 4. They wind it up off the corner. Nice even start. We're back underway. Burns trying to get back to the top. DeGasparre hanging tight on the outside as they roll down the back straightaway. Jenison right there to fill in the hole if it opens, and they're 3 wide through the corner.
Connor Souza all sorts of swallowed up, and Colorado's Charlie Rose gets into the 0 of Nate Tracy. Yellow flag out immediately as the right front wheel well of the 0 car comes flying off, landing about 20-30 feet in front of the start-finish stripe, and that was Connor Souza getting swallowed up, near turning sideways off of 4, and again the accordion effect rearing its head again, and unfortunately Charlie Rose, again wrong place, wrong time, was looking right down the figure 8 roadway for a split second
in 2022. Trying to get back to that winning ways as he gets ready to lead off of turn number 4, gets ready for the green off of 4. He and DeGasparre wind it up. We're back underway, side by side, down at the turn number 1 as the field runs double wide down the back straightaway. DeGasparre with a nose-up advantage into 3. They come off a 4 for lap number 10, and it'll be DeGasparre at the top of the leaderboard.
Jacob Burns not able to break away on this one as the 7-time champ finally taking it to the young gun with the momentum in turns 3 and 4. Has his nose out by just a couple inches, leads another one. Jacob Burns though hanging tough on the inside, and he needs to push it because Mark Jenison's right there on his bumper battling for 3rd with Chase Belcher.
Belcher working that outside lane, edging out for the 3rd spot momentarily with he and Jenison. DeGasparre tries and he shuts the door down at the turn number 1, and Gerry sets the pace down the back straightaway. Burns in 2nd, Jenison and Belcher battling for the 3rd spot off at turn number 4. 13 laps complete, 2 laps shy of the halfway.
Gerry D at the point with 18 to go. Jacob Rowdy Burns hard on his tail. Mark Jenison under fire from Chase Belcher to his outside, and Vinnie Arrenegado to the rear. Vinnie Arrenegado cracking the top 5, looking for more now as Chase Belcher slides back on the high groove. Vinnie Arrenegado with the momentum into 4th, and Chase Belcher sliding down to the bottom as crossed flags being shown to the leaders.
15 down, 15 to go. DeGasparre sets the pace. Burns is 2nd. Burns to the inside of DeGasparre. He's trying to get back to the top of the leaderboard down into turn number 3. Gerry trying to hang on tight. Burns down to the inside, but Gerry can still shut the door.
Yeah, Burns not letting Gerry D run away with it quite yet. Hanging just about a half a car length off the rear bumper of that Gerry's General Maintenance number 71 car. Meanwhile, that's Vinnie Arrenegado working his way by the division champion of a year ago. That battle for 3rd.
And Tyler Tomasi and Billy Goodrow get together. Goodrow does a 360 down at the turn number 1. Stops in the middle of the racetrack. Caution flag is out. Gerry D and Jacob Burns having a good race at the top of the field. Jacob sneaking a peek down to the inside every so often to keep it honest with, I'll tell you what, Vinnie Arrenegado coming up through the field after starting back in the 8th spot and finding himself now on the outside of row number 2 in the restart with Mark Jenison down low in 3rd, Chase Belcher 5th, Connor Souza 6th. 7th will be Luke Lebrun, Corey Fanning 8th, Richie Murray 9th, and Charlie Rose has cracked the top 10 in that number 91. As the scorers are sorting out the lineup as we get ready to go back to green flag racing action. 13 laps complete, a baker's dozen still remaining in this one with the 7-time champion Gerry DeGasparre. But this is a tough weekend for Gerry. It was tough to come last week as it's the first time in over 30 years. Maha wasn't here with him. And this week being Mother's Day tomorrow, you know, if he's able to hold on, it's going to be an emotional victory lane here tonight for Gerry. Great to see him back. One of the best late model drivers ever, and a lot of people say, well, well, this is where he lives, in the late model division. Over the years, everything he's accrued has been for the late model division. What do you do with all those parts? You're not going to get what you paid for them. So he continues on here. This is where he's comfortable. This is where he's been very, very good. And he has been a championship contender in the late model. Field is set. Caution lights out. Bristol Toyota pace truck pulls out of the infield. DeGasparre on the point. Jacob Burns on the outside. Jenison and Arrenegado in row number 2, ready to have at it off of 4. There's a green flag. We're back underway, and the top 2 try to break away from the rest of the field as they run wheel to wheel at the top of the field. Down the back straightaway they go.
Gerry down low, looking to hold off the Rowdy one as they come back around nose and nose. Dead heat at the line. Can't tell you without score track monitor. And they're still in a drag race down the back stretch. This time it's Jacob Burns nosing out ahead. Gerry D trying to reel him back in on the inside, and they're still glued together.
Down into 1 and 2, and Burns with the advantage off at turn number 2. Gerry gets a little bit crossed up. Here comes Jenison down to the inside. Arrenegado over the outside. 3 wide through the corners, and Arrenegado slides in behind. 10 laps to go, and Burns finds himself setting the pace down at turn number 1. The 22 of Jenison is 2nd. Belcher looking for 3rd down to the inside of DeGasparre.
Arrenegado all over the rear bumper of the number 71. Shoves the 71 to high, and the 71 got a bow out and get shuffled all the way to the tail end of the pack. Meanwhile, the racing up front file, smoothing out single file. Jacob Burns at the point, Mark Jenison in P2. Meanwhile, Chase Belcher going underneath, a little reminiscent of championship weekend with Jenison to the outside, Belcher to the inside, Connor Souza sitting in P4, and Vinnie Arrenegado down the bottom in rounding out your top 5. Luke Lebrun in the 27MA 6th, and the 08 of Richie Murray looking to crack the top 5. He currently 6th and 7th, but is being given chase to the outside by the 88 of Corey Fanning, and Charlie Rose looking to make his way through the field as he sits in 9th.
5 laps to go this time. Jenison and Belcher side by side. Reminiscent of our final night of racing, except this is for second, and this is not for the championship. Behind them, Connor Souza and Vinnie Arrenegado racing side by side. Down into turn number 3. Burns out front. Second side by side. It is Jenison up top, holding on with 4 to go.
Yeah, 3.5 remaining as Jacob Burns building a healthy gap now over that battle for second. Again, those two, Jenison to the outside, Chase Belcher down low. That battle hasn't budged an inch. Meanwhile, Connor Souza battling with last week's winner, Vinnie Arrenegado, as they come back to take 2 to go this time.
2 more to go, and it's about to get rowdy at the top of the field as Jacob Burns sets the pace down into 1 and 2. Belcher and Jenison still wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Jenison with a half a car length advantage at the white flag. It's Rowdy, Jenison, and Belcher 1, 2, 3. Arrenegado and Susie your top 5 as your leader comes into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Burns will take down the win in week 2. Jenison will hold off and hold on for second. Third place to Chase Belcher. Fourth going to Vinnie Arrenegado, and Connor Souza with a great run coming back into the top 5. What a run for the Rowdy one. How about a round of applause for Jacob Rowdy Burns? We're really tight in the middle of the pack for a while, and all of a sudden you started to break through.
Yeah, I mean, the car was fast by itself. We just got to figure out when we get side by side with people, it gets super tight. Mark does an awesome job on the outside. That was fun racing with him. Yeah, it was a good run. Thank you, Roy. Everett Auto Parts, Bob. Thank you, fans, for coming out. My dad, PJ, for all the hours they put in the garage. Everett Auto Parts, and today's
a good day. Congratulations. Third place for Chase Belcher. Second place to Mark Jenison. Mark, a good run. Congratulations. A great run on the outside. This car, the new car, likes the outside almost as much as the old car.
Yeah, this car, I think, it fixed all the problems I had with the old one by getting this one. And, that's distance racing, to Jeff Taylor has got some hell of a car, hell of a chassis, I should say. And, I'll stick with that guy until he's done or retires. I got to thank DeStefano Brothers, Concrete Coatings. They do an awesome job. They're great guys. Anything you need for floor concepts or anything, you go talk to those guys. They'll take care of you. Addy Cam West, got to thank them, Richard. I got to thank Jim and Casey Richards. Thank you guys for all your support. I got to thank my brothers, my sisters, they all come out for me all the time. My cousins, they all show up. I mean, everybody's been great, and this is a great track. The place is getting better and better. Dave Auburn and the Vendetti family are really, really stepping up. And I hope everybody got to enjoy that, and I hope all year long you all enjoy it some more. And I got to thank our veterans, our troops, our first responders. Thank you all.
All right, great second place finish for our
and the fans. Thank you all for coming.
Jacob, what a run tonight. You fell back to second a little bit, and then all of a sudden you turned on the burners to find yourself back up front and in victory lane tonight. After last week, it's got to be real satisfying.
Oh yeah, it's a big help. Mike Vanessa for setting this thing up. Worked on it his ass off since 2 a.m. Couldn't be without him. Yeah, I mean that inside was just a little tough today. I mean, it was a little slick with the new asphalt, and our outside just seemed to grip up. So we just went out there and we did what we had to do.
The car was fast last week. You had bad luck on top of bad luck. To come back this week, to find yourself carrying the checkered flag, how much does that mean, knowing that you're better than you finished last week?
It means the world. I mean, anything's really better than finishing than last week. I mean, we finished, I think, second to last week, came back out and won it, so what's better than that?
I know you got a lot of people behind you want to thank.
Huge thanks to Mike Vanessa Racing. Big shout out to my spotter. Wouldn't be helpful without him. All my sponsors, I'd like to thank the fans for coming out tonight, the family and friends, and the girlfriend. That's really it.
All right, congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane.